All right, buckle up. Today we're taking a deep dive into something that feels, well, kind of futuristic, but it's happening right now. We're talking about tapping into cutting-edge AI, specifically Google's new video tool, VEO3, to potentially build a serious online income.
It's pretty wild, right? Like the pace of this stuff. VEO3 is getting a ton of buzz, mainly because of how incredibly realistic the video it generates actually is. It's kind of mind-blowing.
Totally. And that's exactly what our sources zero in on. We got material here. Think of it as a blueprint, really, aimed at beginners, that lays out how VEO3, hooked up with other AI tools like Genspark, could help someone build a profitable online business offering social media services.
Right.
And here's the kicker. The source says you could potentially do this even with, like, zero prior experience.
Yeah, and that's what caught our eye, you know. The source explores how people are reportedly seeing some really significant income using this exact model. Well, they make you pay attention.
Okay, let's unpack this blueprint. First off, what is VEO3 exactly, based on the source, and why is it being called such a profound game changer?
So the source describes VEO3 as Google's latest AI model for video. Think about using ChatGPT, but instead of text, you give it simple text prompts, and boom, it creates these ultra-realistic, high-definition videos.
So you just describe, like, a scene,
Yeah,
and it creates it, no camera needed.
exactly. And the quality level, the source highlights that it's mind-blowing. They quote someone with like 15 plus years in filmmaking saying it's difficult, maybe even impossible, to distinguish this AI video from actual footage.
Wow. Okay, that's intense. So the profound game changer part comes in because it lets you create videos that were traditionally just way too hard or expensive, right?
Precisely. I mean, you can conjure up scenes that would need huge sets, complicated locations, tons of gear now. You just type in a description. And the source had this really striking quote from a former high-budget commercial creator. They said straight up that with tools like VEO3, actors are totally cooked.
Actors are totally cooked. Jeez. What do they mean by that? Like, the job is gone.
Well, the source uses that quote to imply that traditional production costs, hiring talent, renting expensive equipment, securing locations could become, potentially obsolete for a lot of businesses who just need high-quality visual content consistently. The AI handles the visuals.
Okay, so tech is powerful, maybe a little disruptive for some, but let's switch gears to the money side the source talks about. You mentioned these significant income figures. What's the opportunity here?
Right. The source material cites reports of businesses leveraging AI this way, achieving some pretty impressive numbers. We're talking like $46,000 in a recent 30-day period and over $1.7 million in revenue within a year for some businesses using AI strategically for services.
$1.7 million. Wow.
Yeah, and some even got recognized for rapid growth, like making Hawaii's fastest growing businesses list.
Okay, yeah, this is definitely not pocket change. So how does the source say you tap into that?
Their core argument is that the fastest way to start making money with AI in 2025, especially if you're new to this, is by offering a service that businesses already desperately need and are willing to pay for.
So less about, like, trying to build your own massive brand from scratch or selling physical products.
Exactly. The source contrasts this service model with other common online income methods like drop shipping, e-commerce, Amazon FBA, that's fulfillment by Amazon, by the way, where Amazon stores and ships for you or just hoping for YouTube ad revenue.
Right.
They position the service model as simpler, faster to get started because you're meeting existing market demand.
Okay, what's this universally needed service the source highlights?
Compelling, consistent social media content. Every business knows they should be active online, right? But the source breaks down why it's so hard for them.
It takes time, right?
It's incredibly time-consuming, constantly requires new creative ideas, and traditionally, hiring someone good or an agency, that's really expensive.
And AI just, it removes those barriers.
Pretty much. It dramatically cuts down the time, the creative effort, and the costs needed to produce high-quality content on a regular basis.
Okay, this sounds great, but VEO3 isn't just free for everyone forever, is it? It's tied to Google's Gemini Pro.
Yeah.
How do you even get access, especially if you're starting from zero budget?
That's a crucial point the source spends time on. They detail a specific method that could potentially get you access for up to 15 months free globally.
15 months free.
Right.
Okay, you got my attention. How does the source say you might do that?
So you definitely need an active Gmail account to start. The strategy they discuss often involves finding specific promotional sign-up portals or looking for extended trial offers Google runs for service bundles that include these AI tools.
I've heard like whispers about student emails for this kind of thing.
Yeah, the source mentions that the widely discussed method for scoring extended trials often involves a .edu, a student email address, for those promotional signups. If you have one, great.
And if you don't, is there another way?
Well, the source notes some people have explored using services that provide temporary emails, sometimes even with .edu domains. They even mention one like tempumail.com as an example of what people discuss.
Temporary emails. Risky.
But, and this is super important, they add a big caution about checking availability and always reviewing the terms of service. You gotta be really careful with those. Google's terms are key. Violating them could get you kicked off.
Right, totally. Don't want to mess up the terms. What about payments? Even free trials usually ask for a credit card, right?
They do. A credit card is typically required for sign-up. But the source says that with these specific promotional or trial offers, you wouldn't be charged for the entire 15 months as long as you cancel before that period ends.
This is more for verification?
It's mainly for verification, it seems, yeah.
And what if you're not, like in the US or Canada? Does that make it harder to sign up?
The source mentions that sometimes, if you're signing up from outside those traditionally supported regions, you might need to use a reputable VPN service during the sign-up process to access certain regional offers.
The VPN.
Yeah, they cited Urban VPN as an example they'd seen used, but they note that once you're signed up successfully, you can usually access VEO3 from anywhere. The restriction might just be on the sign-up portal itself.
Gotcha. And once you've got the access, where does the source say you actually use VEO3? Is it like its own website?
The source points to accessing it through specific Google platforms. They gave an example URL like labs.googleflow or a similar designated spot Google uses for their experimental AI tools. It's usually within that Google ecosystem.
Okay, so big picture disclaimer.
Right.
All this free access stuff depends on whatever offers Google is actually running at any given moment. You can't just assume it'll be there forever.
Absolutely. The source makes that super clear with a disclaimer. The availability of offers and the exact steps can change really rapidly. You have to review Google's official terms for anything you sign up for. Like, seriously, read the fine print.
Okay. So you've potentially unlocked this powerful tool for free for a while, and businesses need social media help. How does the source say you actually find your first clients? They mention like zero cold calling, which sounds appealing.
It does, doesn't it? The source's strategy is smart. It focuses on finding local businesses that are like the perfect fit and actively need help, which makes the outreach feel way less salesy.
What kind of businesses are they talking about? What makes them the perfect target client?
You're looking for local businesses that already have an audience online, maybe 500 to 1,000 plus followers on their social media. That shows they know social media is important, right?
They value it.
But the big signal they need help. Their social media presence is basically dormant. They haven't posted in months, like 3, 6, 12 months of total silence.
So they've done the hard part of building the audience, but they're completely neglecting it. That's the key.
Precisely. It's a missed opportunity ripe for the picking. The source walks through like a simple 3-step process to find them.
Lay it on us. Step 1.
Step 1. Use AI to generate a targeted list. You can use tools like Google's Gemini or ChatGPT for this. The source gives a detailed prompt structure. You tell the AI your location, what industries you're targeting, restaurants, retail, maybe local services, and ask it for a list of, say, 25 potential leads.
Just ask the AI for leads.
Yeah, and you ask for their name, address, phone, website, email if you can get it, and maybe even ask the AI to suggest a couple of service ideas for them based on their business type.
Whoa, so the AI gives you the leads and ideas for reaching out. That saves like a ton of manual searching.
Huge time saver. Step 2 is to investigate their social media presence. For each business on that list, you visit their profiles. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Google Business Profile, X, Twitter, whatever they're on.
And you're looking for that inactivity, right? Like you said, the silence?
Exactly. You check the follower count, aiming for that 500 to 2,000 plus range maybe. But the critical part is the dates of their last posts. Are they active, or has it been 3 months, 6 months? A year or more.
Got it.
The source gave an example of a local restaurant with 2,500 Facebook followers, but they hadn't posted since August of the previous year. That's a prime target. They have the audience right there, just waiting to be engaged.
Okay, got the list, found the neglected accounts. Step 3, this must be the outreach part.
Send the compelling, irresistible email. The source provides a template for this, and the key is it's low pressure and offers massive value upfront.
What makes it irresistible, according to the source? Is it just the free offer?
The free offer is huge, but it's also how it's framed. It's personalized, addresses them by name, mentions their specific business, it acknowledges their existing audience. Notice you've built up a solid following, which is fantastic.
So it shows you've done your homework.
Exactly. Then it points out the inactivity, but with empathy. I totally get it. Running a business is incredibly demanding. Social media often slides. And it highlights the missed opportunity having that audience but not talking to them.
Okay, nice approach. And then you make the free offer.
Yeah. The core offer is immense value. I'd be genuinely happy to create 2 full weeks of fresh social media content for you, completely free of charge, just to show you what's possible.
2 weeks of free content. That feels like a lot to give away, maybe. Is that really necessary?
It is a lot, but the source emphasizes making it crystal clear there's absolutely no catch and no obligation. It's super low pressure, no pressure or sales pitch here. The reason it works, according to the source, is you've shown you did your homework, you're offering something tangible they clearly need, and there's zero risk for them to just try it out.
So the irresistible part is the combination of research, value, and zero risk.
Exactly. Many businesses will say yes to that, even if they're skeptical. It removes almost all friction.
Okay, someone says yes. Now you actually have to create the content. How does the source say you do that easily with AI tools, even if you're not like a creative whiz?
This is where the AI toolkit really shines. The source explains you don't need to be some artistic genius or, a video pro. You use AI to generate your video prompt ideas.
Like what kind of video would be good for that restaurant you mentioned? How do you figure that out?
Exactly. You'd tell an AI like Genspark or ChatGPT something like, I'm working with local restaurants in France. Give me 5-10 VEO3 video prompt ideas that are eye-catching and relevant for their customers. You give it context.
And the AI just spits out the concepts and prompts, like ready to go.
It gives you concepts and even structured prompts ready to plug in. Then you take those prompts and pop them into VEO3.
And VEO3 creates those realistic videos you were talking about earlier, just from the text prompt.
Yep. The source gave specific examples for a hypothetical French restaurant client. Creating a video of a sizzling steak on a skillet with steam and flames. Another of a chef plating a delicate dessert showing intricate movements, or maybe a cozy twilight scene of a street leading to a warmly lit restaurant in Bourges. Stuff that evokes a feeling.
Wait, so zero actual filming, no cameras, no actors, no complex editing software needed for these videos.
The source emphasizes this point exactly. They say creating those videos needs zero actual filming, no expensive camera equipment, no actors, and no advanced technical video editing skills. VEO3 handles the heavy lifting of the video itself.
Okay, but social media isn't just video. You need images, you need captions.
Right.
What about that stuff?
Right. That's where the other AI tools come in. Genspark, ChatGPT's DALL-E, or maybe Midjourney can generate complementary still images if you need them.
So AI for images too.
And Genspark or ChatGPT can write the post copy, the compelling captions, the calls to action, maybe even some hashtags tailored for each platform.
Okay, so the AI is doing the creative heavy lifting for video, images, and text.
Pretty much. Your job is guiding the AI and curating the output.
And you've got to manage getting all this stuff scheduled across, like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. That seems like it could get complicated with multiple clients.
Absolutely. That's why the source introduces the need for a social media management platform. They mention Go High Level as a powerful central tool for this specific model, partly because it integrates a lot of features.
But there are others too.
Yeah. They also note alternatives exist, like Buffer or Hootsuite. The specific tool might depend on your needs and budget.
What do those platforms actually do for you? Why are they important?
They connect all your clients' social media accounts in one place, so you can upload, customize, and schedule your AI-generated text, images, and VEO3 videos all from one dashboard. It's about efficiency.
Makes sense.
Some platforms even have their own AI writing assistants built in now, which can help streamline things further. And crucially, they often have a workflow where clients can review and approve content before it goes live, which is important for building trust.
The approval step. Good point. Okay, so you can create amazing content easily, manage it efficiently. How does the source say you turn that 2-week free trial into a paying client? That seems like the make or break moment.
Yeah, it is crucial. The source calls this the conversion blueprint. It's all about demonstrating the value you provided during that trial period. It's not like a hard sales pitch. It's more like, showing them what they'd be missing.
How does that process work? What are the steps?
Towards the end of the free trial, you schedule a call. You prepare a simple report, and again, you can use AI tools to help draft this report, highlighting what you did, the posts, the content types, the schedule. And you mention any positive engagement you saw. Even small wins matter here, like comments or shares.
So you show them the content you created, the posts you made, prove you did the work.
Exactly. You walk them through the work, show them the improved activity on their profiles, make the value you delivered tangible. Then you present clear options for continuing. The source suggests using tiered packages.
Like different levels of service for different prices.
Yes. They mention a standard package, maybe around $500 a month, perhaps for 10, 12 posts a month across key platforms. A premium package could be $2,000 plus a month for, say, daily posting and maybe more strategy input. And you can always offer custom options too.
I think the source also mentioned a potential setup fee. Is that common?
They did. Some providers successfully charge a one-time setup fee, anywhere from $500 to $2,000, the source says. This helps cover the initial work of setting up their accounts, refining the content strategy, maybe integrating everything into the management platform.
And it probably filters out people who aren't serious.
Yeah, exactly. It also kind of helps qualify clients who are serious about investing in their online presence.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And what exactly are you selling them on a recurring basis? Are you promising like a specific increase in sales or leads? That seems risky.
The source is super clear on this distinction, which is important for managing expectations. You are primarily selling social media posting and content creation activity. You get paid for the work of creating and distributing that consistent, high-quality content using these AI tools.
So not results.
You're not necessarily guaranteeing specific sales results unless you structure that as a totally separate, more advanced performance-based service later on, which is a whole different ballgame. For this model, focus on the activity.
Got it. You're selling the consistency, the professional look, the freeing up of their time, the engagement, not necessarily the exact number of new customers from Instagram next week.
Exactly. And the source shares success stories that show businesses are paying for the service model. They mention entrepreneurs landing clients at $3,800 or $4,500 a month.
Whoa.
Someone else with a smaller setup getting $997 setup plus $197 a month, and even beginners starting out with deals like $297 a month just to get testimonials and experience. These are real results people are reportedly seeing.
So, good picture here, summing it up from the source. Why is this specific AI-powered service model using VEO3 and other tools particularly good for 2025, especially for beginners or side hustlers? What makes it stand out?
The source lists several key reasons. One, extremely low startup costs. You can potentially get VEO3 access free for a long time. Genspark, ChatGPT have free tiers. Management platforms have trials. You can literally land clients before spending significant money.
So not a huge financial barrier to entry, unlike, say, starting an e-commerce store.
Right. Two, no advanced technical or creative skills needed. AI handles the video creation, the ideas, the copy, the images. Your skill is prompting the AI effectively and managing the overall process strategically.
You're the conductor, not necessarily the musician.
Kind of, yeah. Three, there's proven universal demand. Businesses desperately need this help and struggle to do it themselves consistently and affordably.
You're solving a real expensive problem for them. Makes the sale easier.
Yeah, exactly. Four, the low risk for the client because of that free trial offer dramatically lowers sales resistance. It's easy for them to say yes. Five, the workflow becomes highly automated once you set it up with the AI and the management platform, allowing you to manage multiple clients pretty efficiently without burning out.
Which leads to the sixth point, scalability.
Where? Yeah. The source talks about the potential to scale to $10K plus in monthly recurring revenue by systemizing everything and potentially hiring virtual assistants, maybe offshore, to handle some of the more repeatable tasks like scheduling or basic prompt generation down the line.
That's the ultimate goal for a lot of side hustles or new businesses hitting that kind of MRR. Okay, so for someone listening who's thinking, man, this actually sounds like something I could try, what's the concrete step-by-step action plan the source suggests? Like, what do you do tomorrow?
It's pretty straightforward, really, according to the source. 1. Secure your VEO3 access, ideally aiming for those longer promotional offers we discussed. Put in the effort to find those. 2. Spend time mastering your core AI toolkit experiment with VEO3 prompts, see what Genspark or ChatGPT can do for ideas and copy, and get really familiar with your chosen social media management platform.
Practice using the tools, basically. Get comfortable.
Yep. Don't skip that step. 3. Generate your list of potential local business clients using the AI prompt method we talked about. Get specific about location and industry. 4. Research their social media presence to identify the ones that are dormant but have an audience. Qualify your leads.
Focus on the best opportunities.
Right. 5. Optionally, but the source recommends it, create some sample portfolio content using AI, maybe spec work for a couple of industries to show potential clients what you can do before they even agree to the trial. 6. Send your compelling zero-obligation free trial email to, say, 10 or 20 or more qualified leads from your list. Don't just send 1 or 2.
Get those offers out there. Play the numbers game a bit.
7. For the businesses that say yes, deliver amazing content for those 2 weeks using your AI tools and management platform. Over-deliver on that free trial. 8. Follow up professionally towards the end of the trial, schedule a call, show them the value report, and convert them to paid packages.
And the source really, really emphasizes taking action on this now, right? Like, don't wait.
It does. The call to action is definitely about urgency. They say while this opportunity is really wide open and powerful right now, it will get more competitive as more people discover these tools and this strategy. Getting started early, building those initial case studies and testimonials provides a massive advantage.
Okay, so this deep dive really unpacked a specific blueprint using VEO3 and other AI tools to build a business offering social media services to local businesses. Seems pretty actionable.
Right. And the source makes it clear who this model is perfect for. Complete beginners looking for a legit online income, side hustlers wanting scalable extra income, existing freelancers or agencies looking to add a high-profit, AI-powered service. Really, anyone interested in AI who wants to turn that interest into a business rather than just, playing with the tools.
The cool part is you don't need, like, some fancy degree or deep coding knowledge to do this, which is a huge relief for most people. I think it feels accessible.
No, you really don't. What you do need, according to the source, is the willingness to learn and experiment with these tools. They're designed to be user-friendly. The initiative to understand this strategic blueprint we've laid out, and the confidence to reach out to potential clients with that genuinely valuable, risk-free offer.
It feels like the AI revolution isn't just about things getting replaced, but also about creating whole new ways to build businesses and offer value if you look for them.
That's exactly the final thought from the source. While a lot of people are understandably worried about jobs being disrupted by AI, you can choose to be one of the proactive ones who sees AI as a powerful tool, maybe the most powerful tool available right now.
Use it, don't fear it.
Exactly. Use it to build a thriving business, offer immense value to other businesses, and, design a more flexible, potentially more profitable future for yourself.
The future, they say, belongs to those who adapt fastest and embrace change with strategic action. Not just reaction.
Will you be one of them? The tools are here. The strategy based on the source material we dove into is clear.
Your opportunity starts now.